Welcome back to Muscles and Malpractice with Andrew Bustos and
Dr. Stuart Martin. I'm here this week, bro.
dude, you're
Let's
a
go.
doctor this week. You just
Yeah,
started,
man.
first time ever being a doctor this week.
Just this week, dude. I'm like,
Just
you know
this
what?
week. You're like, you know
I'm
what?
gonna
Make
own
that
that
hobby.
title today.
Let's hobby this up.
Well,
No.
almost in everything else in my life, I actually try to de-emphasize the doctor thing. Let's go ahead and get that.
I wouldn't,
looped.
dude. I wouldn't do that if I was you. You know what I would do if I was a doctor? I'd go
What?
around. Like if somebody, if I was at the
Nah.
restaurant and I ordered, I'd be like, my name is Dr. Martin. Please bring the food this way. Yes,
Nah,
sir,
dude,
right
those
away,
people
sir.
suck.
Yes, sir,
I
right away,
gotta
sir.
be honest. Those people suck.
Right this way, sir. Yes, please. Are those the chili peppers right there? Are those the hot peppers right there? Take them back. I don't want them. Take them back. If
Look,
it's not
I
the
don't think
gabagool, I don't want it.
most doctors don't want people to know they're doctors outside of their work.
Okay, so tell me this, dude. So when I was in
Mhm.
college,
Mhm.
those doctors, PhDs, if you didn't call them Doctor So and So, they were like,
Dude, don't
how
get me.
dare
I'm gonna
you?
get in so much trouble with that. I'm
How
not doing that. I'm
dare
not doing that.
you?
I'm not doing that. I'm not
How
getting into
dare
that.
you say doctor? If you don't
Like,
say it.
I think that just says something again, right? Like, so again, I think the more desperate you are for someone to call you doctor, it says something about why you need that gratification.
I would need
in
it.
that
You
title.
better call me doctor every chance you get. Even my wife. I bet your wife calls you Dr. Martin, doesn't she?
She does not.
Katie's like, hello, Dr. Martin. Would you
does
like some
not.
breakfast this morning?
No. Well, no, dude, I don't want. Again, it's not even just PhDs anymore. Like,
See, I knew
okay,
it.
you
I
want
knew
to
it.
get
I
a
knew
little
it.
political about
I
this,
knew it was,
dude?
it was about to hit you up. I knew it was about to hit you up.
Did you see that tweet by old Donald Trump Jr. talking about when former President Biden just got diagnosed with testicular cancer? He's like, why didn't Dr. Jill Biden catch it for forever?
Ooh, dude,
She's
that's
not even a
pretty
freaking
low. That's still low.
Bro,
That's pretty low, dude.
she has nothing to do with medicine. She has a doctorate in like education or something, man.
Yeah, but I bet old Junior was like having him a 2 or 3 brewskis, and he was like, you know
Bro,
what? Time to tweet.
Look,
It's time to tweet this.
There's not a more appropriate name for that individual than the name he has, brother.
I call him
and I'll just
JR.
say that. I'm just gonna say that. And
Yeah, we
that's
know where
I'm
you
gonna
stand,
leave that
buddy. We know where
discussion
you
and topic.
stand. Uh-huh. Why don't you let her? But yeah, well, that's for another discussion.
That is for another discussion. You ever want to talk to me about stuff? The best way to box me up, which I don't think is ever a good thing to do,
You can
and
email
label
him at Dr. Stuart Martin at Yahoo.
it would not fit into either
hotmail.com.
political category. It would not. So there are third parties that I fit much better into.
You probably use MSN still. You're probably like, please email me at msn.com and
Nah.
Dr. S. Martin, msn.com, please.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like we should start the show off with some funny stuff because,
Let's
like,
do it.
I'm in the feels too, but I'm in these like real good feels. So, like, I want to kind of talk about that too, but like, I just feel like the hook for us is the funny. So we got to start with the funny, right?
So people who like our funny, huh? They like that.
They like
probably
the
like
funny,
your funny.
and they like the funny, and they like
The
I don't
education.
know, like they just like us being us, man. And I got more to say about that very shortly for the near future because I was actually at my future job this weekend, meeting with a lot of people. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. It's going to be so amazing. Okay. So anyway, we're going to talk about my weekend. We're going to talk about some things I've read and experienced over this week too, and just some things I have some advice on for people. Like, so get ready and excited. But first, we're going to burn you a little bit and give you a few little razzes here because I just saw this meme and I just like had to show it to you, and I've saved it. I've been savoring it. Like, so hold on here. Let's see here. We need to get this. Okay, here we go.
Cool. Awesome. That's a good one right there. Let me see. Hold on, let me read this real quick. Conference finals appearances since 2000.
Wow,
Dallas
bro. Look at
Stars
that,
6,
dude.
Mavericks
Conference
5, Texas
finals
Rangers
appearances.
3, and Dallas Cowboys.
How
Yeah,
you like
you had to go
it,
there.
baby?
I wish I had a mute button here or something that, like,
Hey,
if I was
hey,
to
you want to
cuss or
know
something.
what though? That would be even better than that right now. Is one where like a car drove by with like the Houston teams and they were like championship since 1990. Because then they would be like, oh, 2 for the Rockets, 2 for the Astros, 1 for the Mavericks, 1 for the Rangers. I mean, I kind of
You're
feel
talking since the 90s, bro. We won 3. The
Mavericks have
Cowboys
not
won
won.
3.
What?
What are you talking about? You said Astros. You said
Okay, since
Rockets.
2000.
Oh, well, we're not going to talk about that.
I'm just
Just
saying, like,
just because I'm the biggest Cowboy
All
fan.
these Dallas fans, they want to talk about all these, things they still have less championships
Well, you're just
than
talking
Houston.
Dallas versus Houston.
Well, I'm talking about now. I mean, the
just 'cause
sad
they're in
thing is
Houston.
the Dallas sports franchises, the one that is King Daddy is the Cowboys. But you have the Stars. I mean, the Stars are like the franchise, man. You have Mavericks and Rangers. Do you need me to pull it up again? It's literally, where is it? I'm going to find it here just to read it. Dallas Stars, 6 conference finals appearances since 2000. They're in the Western Conference Finals right now. Like, they're about to go back to the Stanley Cup final.
Sorry, dude. You and the other guy listening to this actually watch hockey. So most of us real people watch football. So just to let you know.
What football are you watching right now? Are you watching the indoor that I just saw on Sports Center's
UFL,
top 10 for
baby.
this
Give me
week?
that UFL all day. I am kind of depressed though.
All right. Well, so what about basketball? Are you watching any basketball lately?
No, I already told you this. I told you the basketball. There's no one that's American.
Whoa. Okay, tell me that you didn't watch the basketball game. The Knicks, the game 1. Oh my God, I fell asleep. Like,
see,
and I think across the nation, people did. I was like trying to stay with it because I was like, man, the Pacers are making a lot of threes here. Like, doesn't seem like Knicks really care. They kind of let off the gas, and then I woke up to Sports Center playing in the middle of the night that night, and I checked my phone. I was like, no way they won that game. Like, they were up by 20 with like 3 minutes.
Halliburton. Yeah, that's the only team that actually has an American on the team that I kind of like, but I can't stand his jump shot though. It's awful.
What, Halliburton?
Awful. No, Halliburton, dude. Have you seen
Well,
his?
Halliburton, actually, there was like some internal NBA poll done, and they asked the league of the players. They said, which player do you think that's like, it's like an all-star? I think an all-star. Like, which all-star do you think is the most overrated? And he unanimously won. So
Yeah.
his fellow players don't have a ton of love for him necessarily.
Yeah, dude. He played on the same team with Rick Smits. Okay, that Rick Smits played on the team.
Rick
bro.
Smits was
that was
legit,
probably your favorite
bro.
player.
Rick Smits was legit.
That was
bro.
your favorite player. Was Rick Smits?
I mean,
you're like, give the ball to Smitty. Give the ball to Smitty.
He was like, give the ball.
Give the ball to Smitty down low. No. Come on.
Who wants to sex the Smitty, bro?
Here you go. Give it to him. Laid up. Oh, can't jump. 7 feet tall.
Okay. All right. Dude. So I've got a clip. We're just gonna have a fun clip right now. This is gonna hit your funny bone like nobody's job. Because again, if you're a Key and Peele lover,
I do love me some Key and Peele.
Okay,
dude.
You remember that the teacher scene where he's Aaron, bro? Okay,
yeah, dude.
Somebody did a new one.
No,
and it's a guy mispronouncing Vietnamese names. And
awful.
It is so funny. So I'm just gonna play it, just completely run it through.
I can't.
You're gonna laugh your effing ass off right now.
I can't.
Just relish it. I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm gonna try not to laugh too hard.
So we got a video
coming
coming
let me get this up here.
For those
here we go.
that are listening to this podcast, there's a video.
You have to watch this video. Like there's no option. You have to watch this.
No,
so
I don't
get out of your car.
I'm in my room.
Whatever. When people are listening, you need to get out of your car, go to the nearest gas station, enable your local Wi-Fi, turn on the podcast video, and watch this video, bruh. Here we go.
You got any sound on?
Can you not hear it?
Can't hear anything. Yeah, you gotta fix that for him. I'm not sure.
We gotta fix that. We gotta fix that. Hold on.
But what I'm already seeing though,
No.
is
We gotta fix that.
That's
Dang,
pretty.
bro. You took that forever to tell me that, dude.
I was telling you with my ears.
Took
I was like, look at my ears. I was like
share
this.
Audio, share a tab.
You better
or
share that.
screen.
In the meantime,
I gotta just share the entire.
In the
screen.
meantime,
we're just gonna go the entire screen. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, you better not have anything on that screen. That'd be
I
awful.
don't. I'm good, bro.
Good. With all your
you can see our
page.
podcast there over in the background.
Dude, the podcast.
Okay, where are we at?
Yeah, you better get that going because this is people have already turned us off. They're out of here.
Like for real though.
Yep.
Now you got it, right?
Nope. You got to hit some button. Unless it's on their end. I don't know, dude. You know, last time you had it going, it was rocking. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. It was something
for real,
that was
though?
unreal. Yeah. Sorry about that. You know, we can try it again.
Can you not hear that?
Nope. Nothing heard.
Oh my god.
Dang it,
dude.
Zoom. Why do you have to do doctor meetings, dude? You messed up all your stuff. You need to see
that's terrible.
Quit your hobby.
That's terrible.
Quit your hobby now. Just quit the hobby.
Oh my god.
I'm done.
I hate that.
I'm done with that. I'm finished. This is over. Red Rover.
It's not though. It's not.
There it is. We're good.
Clay. In this class, we do not speak Vietnamese. We speak American. Let's take attendance. Bitchin' guy.
Bitchin' guy.
We got a bitchin' guy in this class?
Speak American, bitchin' guy.
Yeah.
You mean Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
So that's how it's gonna be. I said no Vietnamese in this class. I got my eye on you, bitchin' guy.
Bitchin' guy.
Dude, that's awful.
Excellent.
It just gets better.
Fucking go.
Fucking go. He said fucking go.
Anybody fucking go today?
I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
My name Phúc Ngô.
go.
You couple fried short of a Happy Meal? Phúc no.
No.
You wanna flipping go? Fucking go?
No.
Cause we could go right now.
But
Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. A choo-choo train.
A choo-choo train.
Can I get in a chew?
Choo-choo train.
Now one of y'all better not say some silly ass name, cause my temper's getting hotter than a billy goat's ass in a pepper field.
Choo-choo
You
train.
mean Agile?
Son of a
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, because I'm not familiar with the Korean. Is that Korean? Was it what was that? Vietnamese?
Bro, it's Vietnamese, dude.
Oh, I heard. Okay, so Vietnamese.
Uh-huh.
I'm not familiar with the Vietnamese culture, so are their names usually like that, or is that's how?
Yeah,
it
I mean
is?
they're
Okay.
hard. They are not like they have a lot of stuff where it is difficult to pronounce, but like he's just taking it to the next level. Like he's finding that like extra level of like, let me pronounce this as white as I can. Like nobody's gonna say a choo-choo train.
That's wrong.
The choo-choo train, dude. That one just kept getting me over and over again.
Yeah, dude. I just want to apologize to America for that video right there. That Stuart Martin played. That wasn't Dr. Martin. That was Stuart
Okay.
Martin.
Can I just okay. I just have a few more. Again, we want to do some fun videos to start the show off, to get the, just the juices flowing a little bit. Okay, I have one more that's like really kind of funny and just let it tickle your funny bone a little bit. Don't just enjoy it. It's funny. It's a funny thing. And it speaks to Andrew's insecurities totally.
It probably is. Yeah. Gosh.
Great guy is actually pretty gay.
I agree.
Why? It's like, what, you're interested in like a softer, weaker girl?
Like a
feminine and sensitive.
It's delicate.
Like, what a pussy.
Yeah.
You know, be a
What,
man.
exactly.
Right?
Be a man and like roughhouse with a dude.
Exactly.
Roughhouse with a
Strong
dude,
guy.
bro.
Someone your own size.
Give yourself a challenge.
Fellas, am I gay? Because I feel like I don't. These fucking assholes just played the fucking Uno reverse card on me there. I don't know. I'm not.
You know.
So what they're
Uno
saying?
reverse
Hold
card,
on. So
bro.
so they're saying that. Can you? I didn't even know what was going on. Can you explain to the listeners what we just listened to?
They said again. What do you mean that you don't understand? They're basically playing off the premise that again, the more masculine you are, the more you're like and like hetero. You're gonna like this really dainty, prissy girl. Whereas like if you're gay, you like some big butch.
Oh, I'm with you on
Right?
this.
So
I
you're
got you. Yeah, that's.
It's funny. It's
Yeah,
funny.
it's a-
It is funny because it really can get inside the heads of weak-minded men. I feel like no, that's not true.
What? I'm a man.
All right, we're gonna do a few more.
How long did it take for you to look these up? Are these just
Bro,
on your For You page?
These are my feed. This is our we're just doing our blind react to the feed every week, and then we go into some other stuff. So I got a few. I don't see. I just want to save a very few for you. Should we do some of the Last of Us stuff?
No.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think people know The Last of Us that well. Do they?
I mean, I feel like they do. You want to know what? You want to know what I want to talk about real quick? I want to talk about sometimes how South Park is coming back soon. So I have a few things with media and things that are coming out with shows that I would like to talk about. And I would like to say South Park is actually about to come back out, and I find that show so oddly insightful, like so topically incisive, and like
they're brilliant.
It beats to it gets to the heart of things in such a weird way. This is a super old clip from I don't even want to. It's like the first 10 seasons of South Park, and it just spoke to me so hard that and I know we talk about this stuff sometimes. Just one more clip, and then we're gonna get into more talking about it.
90s. Let me guess. There's gonna be a kid talking, and they're gonna hit him and say, "Shut up."
This treatment is fast and effective and doesn't use harmful drugs. Watch closely as I apply treatment to the first child.
Sit down and study! Sit down and study! Stop crying and do your schoolwork!
If you would like more information on my bold new treatment,
Okay, is that not like our experience? You know what I mean?
Yes, and I can talk to it because I live it daily with my son, who he's got ADHD,
right?
And he's got and it's made him who he is, and I would never change that. I just know that, man, if he lived in the 90s, he'd probably get smacked like that. Now it's a totally different game, but they still, because the people that are teaching him are from the 80s and 90s. That's when they were born.
Yeah. What you mean the teachers? Well, I guess they are. I guess they're in their 30s right now, so they're like our age.
Speak for yourself, okay?
Did you hit the 4-0? I forgot that.
Speak for yourself, bro.
God, dude,
all right,
you're so
speak for
old.
yourself. Anyways,
bro,
so
do you take
that's true
stool
though.
softener yet?
I started my Metamucil the last night. That's what I started as Metamucil, and I started taking, the other stuff that older guys take, like stuff. Yeah. We watched I forget the comedian's name, but he's the one that's real popular right now that did the George Washington skit on SNL. What, his name? He doesn't cuss, he doesn't say curse words. He's kind of just very bland. He's probably mid-40s.
George Washington?
Yeah, he did the SNL George Washington. It's like as they're coming over on the boat.
I didn't. Yeah, I think I've heard of that skit before. I don't know that.
Do you know the comedian? I can't remember his name. Oh goodness!
You're not giving me anything to go on.
Hold on. You know what? Hold on.
Giving me George Washington.
George Washington.
Yeah,
we watched.
I can't work with that, bro.
George
I need more.
Washington. So George Washington came over on a boat. He did the George Washington SNL. Hold on, I'll pull him up real quick. Let's see. His name, and they're probably like Nate Bargatze. Is that how you say his last name?
Nate Bargatze. Yeah.
Bargatze. Okay. I'm not a big Netflix like watch comedy series or watch a comedians. I don't really do that. But we
Right.
decided the other night to listen to his 1 hour special. Have you ever heard him speak or ever say
I
anything?
have. I mean, he's pretty good. He's very like kind of this is my life, right? Like, oh, you know, me and my wife were doing this. Like it's very like relatable, like here's my house and life. And
Yes.
I think for that reason a lot of people connect.
Yeah, because he did something like he's like, oh, I'm in my 40s now, and I wake up and like I can't move, and the audience went crazy over it, and he's like, yeah, and then he just talks like that. He's like, yeah, I just went over to the refrigerator door and I opened it and made a sandwich.
Right.
I
It's
don't
so
know.
funny.
Maybe,
Funny.
maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm past all that.
He's not, dude, you know who speaks to me that I think most people are going to also identify with is Shane Gillis. Like, I mean, I think Shane Gillis is like the first comedian in a while that just like really has found that perfect level of, I don't know, like controversy. Like he talks about retarded guys a lot and stuff like that and like finds a way.
Special needs, bro. Special needs.
No. So again, he talks
Special
about
needs.
he literally calls him retarded in it. Okay. Like
Not me.
Okay. Again, I know. Here's again, one of my personal heroes is Ricky Gervais. And I idolize him for the way again he talks about the idea of like I will be conscientious to not try to hurt somebody's feelings for sure. But sometimes someone taking offense doesn't mean they're right, and that like honestly again like if someone wants to be offended by something that's their prerogative, but it's also mine to not be concerned with the offense they took.
Offended. I'm offended now.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Good. I'll go to sleep tonight,
but
and so will you.
my feelings are hurt now.
Yeah, that's great.
See,
That's why I'm able to do
no.
a podcast now,
Yeah,
bro. Because again, you can't do that. So, like you just if you live in that sucks. I don't know what to tell you. You just can't be worried about offending people.
And awkward silence.
No, because again, you'll please no one by trying to please everyone.
Shoo, write that down. If you guys, Dr. Martin, PMD,
Knowledge drop.
is power. Knowledge is power. I like that.
I'm just telling you, you will please no one by trying to please everyone.
I please everyone.
No, you don't.
Yeah, just please them all.
Sometimes I'm not pleased. Sometimes.
Give me an example of not being pleasured.
Look,
at one time at band camp.
Okay, so look,
you got another one, don't you? You have something else.
So look, what I want to do now, since you basically decided you don't want to talk about my funny TikToks.
No, I love your funny TikToks, but I was just, I try to play. What's the term? Devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate. Well, I'll give you some devil's advocate. I got questions for you later, but I'm gonna go into my
monologue,
my mental health, and like just like a story time for the weekend. Okay, so like let's talk about our week, man. Like, so I did take a few days off from work.
It must be nice.
I did some studying.
Ooh.
I did some reading.
What?
Yeah, bro. I actually read a little bit for once, like, and not on like medicine per se.
Dude, what are you reading?
And then I lived out some of those principles a little bit, like in terms of what I did this weekend. So like me and my wife on Saturday, I spent the day, we went to Weatherford, and we went to a graduation party for a future partner, 18-year-old valedictorian daughter in Weatherford. Very happy for her. Very sweet family, beautiful family. And I met my partners again and hung out with them, and met all the office staff that I'm going to be hanging out with and working with soon enough in August. And I don't know, like I just kind of want to I want to knowledge drop a little bit here in terms of like I want to take a step back and say we did this. We took some time, me and my wife, to do this where like my mother-in-law came in and babysat Sam for the day, and like we got to get away, and we turned it into a day. Like we went and did that like graduation party thing, and then we went down to Clear Fork Shops in Fort Worth, and we did some shopping together, and then we went to lunch, and then we came back and we watched a show together, which, by the way, me, my wife, and my mother-in-law all binge watched Sirens together. Good show. Very good show. Kind of a lady show. Love it, though. Loved it. Very good acting. Very interesting. Very good. So Sirens, highly recommend. Probably not for the kids. Definitely not for the kids. But anyway, I just want to say, like, something I've been reading about and, like, something I've found a lot of real world, like, truth to is making sure you understand that, like, your mental health is, like, you're grateful, and that your mental health is the product of what you make your reality around you and what you surround yourself with and the relationships you have. And one of the foundational kind of studies in this stuff, like, categorizes things in a way that talks about your relationships being either inner core, outer core, or like meteors, basically, like people that kind of flit and fly through your life, and they're not important to you. They take up your attention a lot, but they also give you nothing in terms of support. And that's what we concern so much of our time and energy with, are the meteors, right? Because meteors are scary, right? Like, oh my God, meteors coming. And it can be a friend too. It can be like, oh, that's a beautiful Halley's Comet going by. I'm kind of taking this analogy way too far, but they're basically described as meteors. And you spend so much time and obsess about these people, and they're not important to you, and they're not good for your overall, like, they're not what make you happy and who you are every day, bro. Why are you laughing right now?
Oh
I
no,
got more. You're
I'm
gonna
not
hear
laughing, dude. I'm enjoying what you're saying.
Smiling.
I was
right
just
now.
gonna break up. I was just gonna let you know that I,
What?
have to quit because you're
Shut up, bro.
you're one of the meteors. That's you're in the meteor department.
No.
Yeah,
dude.
it's kind of like
Okay,
one of
so
those
we're
big
gonna
meteors.
get to that. I already got you categorized.
No,
bro.
this
You
sounds
already know where you're
beautiful.
going.
You keep going.
So okay,
You're
so
doing
what
great.
people need to know is that your inner core, it really is, like, for most people, it's going to be your spouse. It's going to be your spouse, your significant other. It might be your best friend that you talk to, like, every day. But for most people, it should and likely is your spouse. And without them, like, it really is, it's hard to see how you would move on day to day. Like, because again, like, there's this, I can't even remember the name of this psychiatrist, sociologist that kind of came up with the first foundational needs of human beings, and like what you need after food, water, shelter. What do you think humans need? They need relationships.
Yeah, they do.
Right? So, just like freaking Wilson with the Castaway. So and then you have your outer core, and your outer core are people that really do help. They're in your outer sphere of that person, that inner core person, but they literally do help kind of guide you, help keep you in balance, help give you, like, good kind of life advice. Again, they're your outer core. They're your outer point of support. And for us, that is definitely where you live for me. And I don't you ever try to not, I know you too well. Like, you can say all day that I'm a meteor to you. We both know
Meteor, bro. Like,
that we are co-outer cores, bro. Like, I need you. That's why this podcast is so beautiful, because it gives us a way to continue to connect in this way.
oh, okay.
So
So maybe just a baby meteor. We'll just, one of the small meteors from the.
But look, I have some advice for people on this, because I think, like, one thing I was reading about these types of core relationships that, like, is crazy and was totally true for me too, and I just feel like, try it for yourself, is like, look, I went and, I wanted to appreciate Katie in some way anyway, so I took her to a store, I bought her something nice, but, like, buying somebody something nice is one thing, like, getting them a gift is one thing, but, like, taking the time to go just tell that person what they mean to you, right? Like, how they make a difference for you every day. It's crazy, because we don't do that. We really don't. You don't go to your spouse or something. I don't think most people do. Go and say, just real quick, I'm going to tell you that, like, you really, like, without you, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if you weren't there to try to, see if I needed food when I got home, or took care of Sam's bath time, or, like, told me that you thought I looked good, or that, I'm working hard and it means a lot. Like, I don't know that I would be able to make it sometimes. Like, you are everything to me. And it's weird because I feel like it talks about in this book that I was reading that person's going to feel amazing. And they're also, it's a leadership quality. When you do this stuff to people, it makes them more engendered to trust you. When you give them that connection and you validate that value that you have of them. But what's crazier is that you feel better too. Like, it makes you feel better because, again, they now, it almost unlocks another level to your intimacy, I guess, of that relationship. So you can do it with your outer core too, but your inner core, I think, is like, really, you're gonna find that if you do this, if you go do this to somebody, if you go to your partner tonight and you tell them how much they mean to you and what it's meant for them to be there for you, you're gonna be surprised at how, I know it sounds hokey as F, but like, I did it recently and I really liked it. It really, me and Katie haven't had we haven't had a lot of time to ourselves lately. It didn't mean like there was we're perfect. And nobody's perfect, but I love my wife. We like, everything goes perfect. We're doing so great. But there's just a lot of stress with us moving homes, with us having other things on the plate in terms of job transitions and everything. So to do that, I just felt like, I needed to validate all the support that she's given me in that transition. So what I wanted to say again is, like, I think that was something I've kind of really latched onto over this weekend. And like, that's given me just like this crazy positivity. And then the other thing is, like, when we were in Weatherford, talking to my partners again, talking to the staff, and like, they're like so excited and so ready to like do more social media stuff. And they're like, you're going to be the social media. And I'm like, this is just such a perfect fit. And they just have validated me in a way that like I needed, I think. And I can't speak enough to the fact that there was a lot of fear about making that change, about deciding enough was enough for me, about how my current career was and how I was practicing medicine and how I wanted it to be different. And that's really given me this huge validation and like surge of serotonin of just like, I just know this is right. Like, this is going to be such a good thing for me and my family. And I think it kind of goes back to like, there's just so many quotes on this. And Einstein has one about like, without challenge, there's no opportunity. There's an old Japanese proverb, and it's like been said a million different ways, but it's kind of like basically this idea of like, if you recognize you're on the wrong train, the longer you stay on it, the more painful it is, right? Like, so if you start to realize something's not right, get off, make a change, do something different. Because again, like, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. You like, every time you make an excuse, you're kind of robbing your future. I just think, again, it's like there's one other quote that I don't even know where it comes from, and I read it. It was in this book too, but like, it's kind of an antagonistic quote, but I kind of fuel myself off of quotes like that. Like, those are the kind of things that make me like be like, yeah. um, and it goes, keep every stone they throw at you. You got an empire to build. I just feel like that's very like, when you feel like picked on, or like it's not going the right way, or like nobody's understanding your vision or whatever, like, you just gotta, there's only one person that's ultimately going to build your dream, and it's you. If you don't work on building your own dream, somebody's going to hire you and help you build theirs. Like, it's just not something where you're allowed to be complacent about being happy, I think. I think that's always been true, but I think especially in today's day and age, you just gotta take control a little bit more. I guess is what I would say. So I'm just saying, again, be grateful. I know everyone in my life that knows me well enough has heard me say this quote over and over again, which is like, basically like, tomorrow is not given. So like, again, enjoying everything about your life and like trying to make the most of your life should be an everyday project. It shouldn't be for tomorrow, because one day tomorrow won't exist. You know? What do you got?
No, that was beautiful, man. I'm over here crying my
Shut
eyes
up.
out. I like it when you read. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We're putting all that seriousness aside because I don't do
Yeah.
serious, I speak
Okay.
in. But I know that was beautiful. If Katie, if you're listening, I believe Stuart Martin loves you endlessly. I love you too endlessly. And I think behind every great man is a bad to the bone white woman. Just kidding.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a white woman, dude?
Well, our women are white. So that's why that's why I said that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I do. Well, okay. When was the last time you actually read a book that wasn't a medical book?
Years.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to start doing that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it kind of
look,
sounds like you need to start doing that again.
yeah, it was just, it was helpful. Just like reading some of the stuff I have and some of these articles lately has been, I don't know, man. It just kind of like helps open your eyes again. Cause it's weird because the stuff is like really hokey on some level, but then it's like, it is, it's like, uh, I don't know. I just think we are such slaves to putting blinders on that we're not even aware of. Like one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about too is I saw this in I watched some podcasts again out of love and also to just pick up on things that I like about those podcasts. And one of my favorites is Your Mom's House, the Tom Segura and his wife's podcast. Literally just this week, they were talking about too how they keep a landline at their house so that they can stop looking at their own phone so much. And I think about that too. Like I was telling Katie, I both get after her when she's on the phone and we're sitting at dinner and I'm trying to talk to her, but then I'm just as guilty of it. And like, you got to put your phone, like, you have to find ways to like regain control of your own life, to allow yourself, like when we do this, right? Like I would not suddenly pick up a phone call from I'm not on, I'm not backup, I'm not the laborist. So like this is protected time to me. Like I'm not going to be answering a call from the hospital because this is another thing I do. Obviously I care about my patients and obviously I want to do everything I can for them, but like there are things in place to protect that time for me so that I have time with my family, so that I have time to pursue the things that interest me. And this to me is almost a mental health thing for me because it allows me to be me and to put a narrative out there about myself. Because again, doctors with social media have a very weird conundrum in the sense that we cannot be reactive, right? So I can't really respond to somebody especially if they write about me, right? If they go, Dr. Martin did blah, 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 blah. It's like, I literally have to just sit there and read it and go like, cool. Like,
Good
right?
stuff.
So yeah, it's like, I'm literally bound by HIPAA. Like I have all these things that basically tell me I can't even speak to that. But I can sit on here and give my opinion in generalities and talk to you and voice how I am and have people see a side of me that they otherwise might not get to because I just don't have that time to individually sit and have an hour-long conversation once a week with every patient.
Mm. Mhm.
So I just think like, again, you have to start redefining your goalposts and like start deciding like, as a nurse, like how much of your nursing life do you want to give up to the hospital? Like as a physician, like where are your line? Like, because again, like it's not that, physicians, I think most nurses, like we all do this because there's some kind of duty behind why you want to do it. Like there's a calling, right? Like again, my mother, my grandmother both died from ovarian cancer, drew me into this, especially to be the field that I follow. But like, it is part of my identity is my work, which is a problem for a lot of physicians. Like you said, this idea of doctor, but like, again, we almost don't want to be known as doctor outside of our work. And that's the best easy protection most doctors have. But I will say that like the bigger part of that is like, you have to somehow find a way to, because hospitals again, take advantage of this idea too, because physicians are always going to be the first to like try to do the best thing for the patient, right? And people will just continue to leverage your desire to do good, your desire to kind of like put others above yourself to the point your family is always getting compromised. They're the ones that ultimately suffer because I'm not making Sam's T-ball game. I'm not getting to do Saturday cookout. And like right now, my wife and her mother are hanging out in the pool outside, right? And I'm doing a podcast because that's when we do these but like this is another kind of protected activity to me. So there are certain things that I'm like, you just have to figure out and draw the lines to know what makes you happy. Because if you're at work and even if you think like you love what you do, but you're unhappy, like you need to figure out how to make yourself happy again. I guess. I don't know.
No, that's good. This is good stuff. I mean, you're right. You have to, and I think for your job, you're never off. You can never be off. You always got to
Right,
be
but you
on.
have to be.
But hey,
You have to be.
it's true because even with what I do, you have to take time for yourself because if you don't, but I also think what I do compared to what you do, there's a lot of things that you have to deal with compared to what I do. And there's a
Yes.
lot of high risk. It's a very high risk. My job
Right.
is not high risk. I think the higher the risk, you're going to, because I've always used this analogy. I'm not a quote guy, but if I was at a party, let's say we're out by the pool, it's your house.
Okay.
It's not your house though. It's someone else's house.
Okay. It's someone else's. All right.
And someone falls on the ground, they start having a heart attack or they, trip and hit their head.
Mm-hmm.
Who's probably going to be the one more likely to save their life on the spot? Me or you?
Yeah, but that's not pressure, bro.
But dude,
no.
you could save their life a lot quicker than I could, right? You could be like, scalpel. Like if they needed something out, bro, they need something out.
Just as likely as a doctor is going to
There's
be
no
like
nurses there, bro. Nurses aren't
no
there.
nurses, just
no
you
nurse.
and me.
No
Okay.
nurses either. No nurse or nurse.
No nurse,
Nobody.
bro.
No nurses. Is that a bad
You just
thing
went
to say?
offensive, dude.
Sorry,
you
dude.
just went offensive.
Is that offensive? You can't say that? They said it on the, Meet the Fockers,
okay, so
bro.
what's a nurse? A first? Just because they're female? Like, why is the default
That's what I call
nurse?
female nurses. I call them,
You call them firsts?
Yeah, firsts. Nurses and firsts.
Nurses and firsts.
I love all nurses.
I'll bet you do.
I do. They saved my life. They saved my life. So
yeah,
I love them. Your wife's a nurse. We love her.
We do love her.
I know she has other credentials, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We just know nurse and doctor. I don't know. You probably got another credential. I don't know, but you're a doctor.
Yeah, I mean, not credentials that matter. You know what I'm saying?
They do matter, dude. I don't want nobody just showing up. I don't want Stuart Martin showing up without the doctor to save my life.
What?
Yeah, don't be showing up, dude. Anyways, but I think you do need to take care of your mental health. I know that's a big word nowadays because I do have a problem with it. I'm not a big mental health guy, but I am because I believe go outside and slam some weights around and pick some things up. It'll help you feel a lot better about yourself. That's what I think. Pick up a book. That's great too. I love reading books. I think I read like 30 books last year.
Dang.
Yeah, dude, I read all the time, but I don't tell people I read because I want y'all to kind of think that I'm kind of dumb, but I'm not. But, I just think that's my thing. I think you could go and lift some weights. I think a lot of people struggle with themselves, and if they actually got physically active, it would help them. David Goggins, I saw a post about David Goggins the other day. David, and he's kind of extreme. He's an extremist. He is extremist or is extremist. I don't know. But he was like yelling at somebody from across the street. He's like, "Get to the gym, go to the gym, work out," which I do think that's great, but not everybody's going to do that. And as you get older, you start kind of realizing that you become one of the top percent that actually take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't do that. So I never put expectations. I think one thing this will help people is there's no expectation for anybody. If you put expectations on people, you're going to be let down because people are people. And I'm not a big expectation person. Like I have no expectations for anybody at all. Like I could care less. Whatever you do, like I don't expect Stuart Martin to show up or Dr. Martin. I just know someone's going to show up and be on that other side, and we're going to have to talk about whatever we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Maybe Stuart Martin just got off of work, and maybe Stuart Martin had the time of his life. It may be Stuart Martin, of Houston, Laguna Beach, Texas. I don't know. You just never know, bro.
Okay. Well, look, I think man, I just can't get my hat right with me
Get
today,
your hat
dude.
right already. Keep distracting me. I'm gonna do that when
I'm
you're talking.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I gotta
Sorry.
close. You keep going.
Okay. Well, look, I mean, I just think again, it was something I wanted to address this week in terms of like just we do so much like funny, just what do you think about this or that? And I just thought,
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
like, I don't know what the secret is, because like I do think it is being appreciative, setting your goalposts, and I do think you're right. Like I kind of, as a younger person probably too, did not think mental health, like I'm very big about, I think mental health is important, but I never really thought about ways to be mindful and to be introspective about how we perceive the world around us and how we react to it and how that can affect us as a person and how we're feeling about things.
Yeah, because you can't live through other people. I think that's another thing too, that parents, especially that are around my age, our age, and they live through their children. Like, what are they gonna do? I think this is a big one. So I already have plans to when we don't have kids. Like I'm thinking about that time. I'm thinking about like, man, the things that we can do, the things that we can go and see, just spend time together, not be interrupted, like hanging out.
Yeah.
I think about those things because I think a lot of parents that are our age, their kids are older, because I do have older kids, and you kind of go through like you kind of go, oh man, they're graduating. What are we gonna do now? We live through them. I don't live through my kids. I support my kids, but I don't live
Yeah.
through them. Like I'm not like my whole life revolves around them. Heck, I have my own dreams. I have my own desires. I have my own goalposts that I'm shooting for. And it doesn't revolve around them. Like that's not what it should do.
Right.
You can't lose your identity and who you are. You can be, and I think sometimes too, we're always playing keeping up with the Joneses. I am not a keeping up with the Jones personality at all.
No, you're not. You're
you
not.
know what I
you,
drive.
No, you really are not.
You
And
know what I
actually,
do.
That phrase got brought up to me like within the last day or two, like the keeping up with the Joneses thing, and like that's a good way to put it, because again, I think what happens really quickly is you start hearing what we're saying or thinking about, and I feel like one of the things I would always think maybe that I'm basically like preaching about is saying like be selfish, but in a way it is, and I think that shouldn't be a problem for somebody to hear, but it also is better heard in the context of not keeping up. Like, your happiness is not defined by others. You shouldn't let it be defined by others, but you also shouldn't set goals and dreams and ideas for yourself that are defined through the lens of others, if that makes any sense too. Like, I think whether you're a Christian, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a Scientologist, I don't know. Scientology, I'm not going to get that.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's another discussion. There is different thoughts about what's going to happen when we're done here, when our mortal coil is gone,
Our
right?
mortal bodies.
But you likely, I think we all can agree, get one fucking shot. And you better do something with it.
Yeah,
like because it's freeing to know that no one's going to remember you in 200 years.
Don't care.
But it's also important to remember that you want to make the most of the time that you're here. Right? Like, it's such a dichotomous type of idea of like your life to people generations from now is meaningless.
Well, that's what happens too, is the comparative game. Because if you get on social media, you were talking about your phones earlier, and I'm a big social media person. You know this with what I post. I post something every day. I usually post 3 times a day. I have a social media following, blah, 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 blah. But you can get on your Instagram, TikTok, and you can start playing that comparison game and go, man, how successful am I compared to that person? Man, look at where they are on their journey. Man, look at the car that they drive. Look at this. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I could give a rat's little tail about what anybody else does or compare
Yeah.
myself to them. And I think that's what you have to do. We have a visitor.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you can't do that. And I think that's the big thing is it sucks the life out of you. And you have to define too. Here's what's funny is I do the podcast in her beautiful room. My 4-year-old daughter.
So she's
She
like, want
she
to come
allows
back
me.
in here.
And now my son is pulling her out of the room. So here's another reason why kids, sometimes. All right, let's go. Let's lock this up. Anyways, but again, that's the thing is you have to define what success is for you, and you have to live by it. Like you're starting a new career. People are going to be excited to have you there, and they're going to be pumped up to have you around because you are new energy, you are exciting, you are someone that's knowledgeable, you'll bring youth to the game, and you're going to bring optimism. You'd be surprised how many people don't have optimistic people around them.
Yeah.
Because people are so pessimistic in this world. Like anytime I'm big on names. So we just went to Sam's Club about an hour, 2 hours ago.
Nice.
At Sam's Club, right? Costco, whatever.
Yeah, we're about to have a Costco, bro.
Dude, that'd be sick. Give me one.
Yeah.
So you walk in there and people know me. And I'm not bragging about people knowing me, but they know who I am. So they come up and the first thing I do, I'm like, hey, what's up, Martin? Hey, what's up? So-and-so, what's up? And they're like, you know my name? But because it's not an idea of knowing their name, it's more so because I've taken the time to care about knowing their name.
Yeah.
And I think you do that pretty well too. You know people's names.
Yeah,
it's
tough. But I mean, again, it's a lot of people.
But but you do pretty good at it because you care. And most people don't give a rat's about people. All they do is care. Think about a conversation.
Yeah.
Try it next time. Go, and I pride myself on this. If I go to a party or I go somewhere and I don't know anybody, I'll walk up to them and we'll start talking. The greatest question anybody is, what do you do for a living? And I'll go, hey, what was your day like today? And they're like, huh?
Dude, that's like such a weird thing to ask though, too. It's like,
but
what?
Is it not? It throws you off because they're like, wait, what? Huh? wait. Or it's like, hey, tell me about your day.
Yeah.
And you just go, wow, I just had a 30-minute conversation with somebody and they didn't ask me a single question because people love to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at. So go ahead. I'm not a big talker to begin with. You are. You're a talker by nature. I'm not.
Yeah, well, and I feel like, again, that's why I love doing this on the weekend with you. Cause like, dude, I just feel like my job, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just, and that's what sucks for my family too, is like by the end of the day, I'm just gassed. Like I've given everything I can to my patients, my staff, like all the people I have to talk to throughout the day that I'm like, I just don't want to talk anymore. And then what do? I get on the freaking phone. And so like that, again, I do like talking. I like talking. I think a lot of doctors like talking. Almost sometimes I'm not gonna say this, but to hear themselves talk. But I just like talking to people, and I like kind of, again, I don't know, like just kind of like hearing people's thoughts and hearing their ideas and sharing my ideas. Because again, I think sometimes for me, like one of my favorite things that I feel like I bring to the table is I catch people off guard. Like they're not, because most of my friends, like, yes, I have a lot of healthcare friends, but like I actually really pride myself on not trying to keep too many friends in healthcare. Like it's better to me to like kind of like distance myself from that, right? Like I like being a physician that doesn't, if you didn't know I was a doctor, seeing me out in the wild, you're not going to pick me out of the lineup. I don't think.
Or a model.
I
I
don't
pick
know.
you as a model. I'd be like, that guy models for GQ for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
GQ model.
Anyway, that's where I just feel like I do like doing this because we do get to kind of talk and like just share our thoughts a little bit with the world. But you're right. I do think like being positive, kind of keeping your own frame of reference of what should make you happy and putting out positive energy is just, It's why, I mean, you should do like mindful breathing in the morning. You should do some like what I saw. This comes from like a couple weeks ago, but I saw this short video somewhere and it was talking about how this one psychiatrist thinks that, you know, back in the 50s, people, if you said you were going to go for a jog, they would have looked at you like you were fucking insane, right? So like this idea of exercise to exercise was not a thing. You did not have people in 1950s America. Dad did not get home and go for a jog. A jog was like the weirdest effing concept of all time. Fast forward even 30 years, we're starting to realize like, hey, we need to do aerobic exercise. We need cardiovascular health and fitness, and you need to do some form of cardio and endurance training. And that's so good for your health. What do you friggin' know? Actually, I'm not even gonna point this out, but like out of the top 3 activities that were shown by cardiovascular exercise fitness to increase length of life, jogging, soccer,
sucks.
tennis.
Soccer sucks.
But anyways, they went on to kind of talk about how they believe that in the next 20 to 30 years, it's going to be looked back upon now as like meditation and mindfulness exercises and doing those kind of things, because those are shown to basically reduce your risk of dementia and things like that. So like people live less lengthy lives by not having good foundational supportive relationships and not having good mindfulness and mental energy. And to me, that is the thing in my life I think that I'd been lacking in the last few months, necessarily for sure, where I'm like, I could do this better. I really could. And it is kind of validating to see that like the changes that I've already made are exactly what I needed. And it's felt good. And I feel good. And I feel, and like, I know I like my fitness has actually gotten better again too. Like I worked out today for an hour in my own home gym, bro. Did some running on my Peloton and I lifted some weights, man. Like usually if I miss our workouts, like I do some little thing. Like I don't do like an hour and a half, like good fitness routine at home. I did that today. I was just like, I'm in it, man. Like I just feel good. It's how you take care of yourself. Yes, exercise, like David Goggins says, is going to help with your mental health to some degree. It does help with anxiety reduction. It does help with reducing the incidence of depression. Those are definitely certifiable things, by epidemiological studies. Boom. Meta-analysis have shown that.
Blah, 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 doctor, blah, blah.
But active mental health,
what
being mindful of the thoughts you have and trying to clear your mind and keep yourself proactively in a good place. Super good.
You said
Super
active,
good.
bro. It's just making decisions, doing things, staying active. I think I tell the kids all the time, I'm like, get a job. Take some orders every once in a while. Be active. Take instruction. Be coachable. Be active. Just action. Do something with your action. You'd be surprised.
Just don't sit on your freaking ass, right?
And get off your phone, bro.
Yeah, get off your freaking phone,
get off
man.
the phone,
get
dude. Don't listen to us.
Dude.
Just get off of here.
The phone. Set some time, dude. The best thing you could do is literally do the turn the phone off after like 8 p.m. or something. Or we're gonna shut off our phones for an hour even. My nurse practitioner, to her credit, has long been a practicer of we turn our phones off after 8 or 9 p.m. So I got to give her a lot of credit for that. That's actually something she was doing well before I even thought to do it. And I'm like, that's kind of hokey, whatever. But it actually is like a really important thing to do.
Yeah, turn it off if you don't need it. I mean, dude, I don't ever remember needing a phone even when I was younger. I don't really think. Now we just get programmed to thinking that we need the phone. My son asked me the other day, he was like, so when am I getting my phone? I said, you're 10 years old, bro. You're never getting your phone until you get a job.
You're never getting a phone, bro.
Like, why do you think you should be getting a phone? That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I don't want my kid to get a phone. I know
why
that's
do you need
inevitably going to happen.
You can run places. You can jog. You can ask a stranger for a ride. Who cares? Like we used to. Get in the back of the truck. Go to find a cop. Say, hey, can I get a ride home, police officer? You know,
Little plug there again. We were supposed to have a Mr. State Trooper on this week. I think he's coming soon. I'm gonna drop it on here again just to plug that.
Keep plugging away, dude. Just plug.
Because again, he should be coming on the next week or two. And
it's been a great.
We're gonna have fun with him.
It's been a great episode so far. I just love all this stuff.
No, I love this. I have one or two more. Like we should get. Let's get out. I think we knowledge dropped today. I think we gave some good therapy. I think people listening to this hopefully got something out of it. If you have questions, if you have comments, love to see and hear them on either the YouTube, the Spotify, the Facebook. Drop us any kind of thing you want. I might even start doing polls so we can actually get some stuff about what you guys want to hear or see necessarily, but tell us. Anyways, I want to get a little bit more lighthearted towards the end of this show because we're getting towards that point in the show. Do you have anything you have for me? Are you trying to mess with me in any way this week? Because I still have two things I want to mess with you on.
Why would I ever mess with you? Because if I mess with you,
because it's the best. That's you only do that to the people you love.
Keep kicking me off the show,
I'm not kicking you off the show.
You know what? You doing the Murph tomorrow in honor of?
I'm working tomorrow. Actually,
okay.
I'm the laborist
in honor of
tomorrow.
Our fallen soldiers?
In honor of Murph, I am working out tomorrow at the hospital.
Good.
Yeah. So good luck on your Murph.
Good.
Why didn't you bring that up until now, man? Everybody loves their Murph.
Well, you were talking the whole time. I can't really. You're talking mental health, and I'm like, well, shoot, never mind.
Okay. Well. I'm also start with this. Okay, I want to start with. So I already brought up the media. Dude, Sirens, great show. Check that out. I would like to now ask you, like, I always like to throw some questions at you at the end, like, you don't have any questions for me this week?
No, I don't want to ask you a single thing this week. I don't, it's always about you.
Okay, well, I just think it's always helpful for us to kind of reveal of ourselves a little bit, but then I don't know whether to ask the funny one or the personal one first.
Just ask whatever one. Just
okay, but I'm asking both, so don't start with me.
I'm a closed book, bro. I don't want anybody to know anything about me.
Okay, well then this one's perfect. Actually, I'm going to ask a weird one. What's a weird habit or ritual you have that most people don't know about?
A weird habit. Let's see. Weird habit. I don't think I have any, dude.
Well then forget that one. What's a conspiracy theory you secretly think might be true?
There are no conspiracy theories out in the world.
Everything is real.
Everything is real. There is nothing that is unreal.
So do you believe in the hollow moon theory?
What does that even mean?
Bro.
I believe that the earth is flat.
Okay, we're not. No. Okay, if you're going to get that stupid. Although flat earth is about as stupid as hollow moon, but hollow moon's kind of interesting. You've never heard of the hollow moon theory?
Why would I waste my time with this garbo? I got one life to live, dude. I'm gonna die. We're all gonna die. Like, why would I?
But I
don't waste time on
conspiracy theories. Are just so like
but
they're
then
just
people
like
would go.
They're again. It's
but then
just
people
so good
would be like,
for the
"You
mind.
watch the Dallas Cowboys," and
Huh?
I just heard myself say, "I don't waste my time on pointless things," and then I was like, "Wait a minute." People would say, "You watch the Dallas Cowboys." Boom, roasted. Oh, self-roast. Go ahead, say it. Do it. Hurry up.
Throw in the trash bin. If you had to throw one away, like which one is like the most worthless? Like which one would you get rid of because it was like they're the most worthless? And you can't go if you try to bring out people like
Jubilee.
Don't. Nope. That one's on the freaking taboo card. No, Jubilee. No. I don't know.
I'm going Storm.
Kitty Pride.
I'm going Storm.
My God.
Yeah.
That's a terrible answer.
I'm throwing Storm
That's
away.
a terrible answer.
Hold on.
She's
hold
literally.
on. I'm throwing Cyclops away. What's the point?
Okay, Cyclops.
Cyclops
is at least you're not picking an Omega level mutant, which is Storm. Like that's crazy.
I just feel
bro.
like X-Men are kind of. There's only one X-Men that
Storm
should
can
be.
literally control the weather of an entire planet. Like you put her on another planet, she can control the weather of that planet, dude. Like
Well, so
she's
it's cold.
literally held Mjolnir. She has held Mjolnir.
Nobody knows what Mjolnir is, bro.
Yeah, I brought no Mjolnir.
No, me. So I think Cyclops, because all he does is shoot a little. He's like, boom, missed me.
Actually, if you want to get into that too, it's not. He doesn't even shoot beams. He opens a portal to a demon world, and that's what actually
society of demons, and he has the strength level of 1,000 meteor strikes.
Okay, here's mine.
Let's hear it. Don't.
Wolverine.
That is
Wolverine,
lame.
dude.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Here's it. Okay, think about it.
That's how we're finishing the show with this.
Yeah,
right here. This is lame.
Think about this. Okay, say an alien race is coming to invade Earth, and they're like, "We're coming," or like they're like, "We're gonna throw a meteor." As we talked about meteors today, we're gonna throw a meteor at Earth. What is Wolverine gonna do?
He's gonna jump and slice it.
Exactly. He is worthless.
So what is Cyclops gonna do?
Literally, he can like Omega level beam that. Like, I mean, and he's not an Omega level mutant, but like he has been shown like he could at least he could try to shoot it in half or something. Wolverine's gonna sit there and be like, and like try to like cut it up or something. Like what is he gonna do, dude?
Slice
like
and dice. He's gonna slice and dice.
He's gonna be sitting there waiting to hopefully live through it with his heal factor. Like
he's
that's
gonna slice
stupid,
it and he's gonna dice that thing like no
he'll
other.
be cool as hell as he gets killed, which he will.
You know what? Get your Wolverine hating.
I'm just
Outta
saying,
here, dude.
it was something I saw recently, like getting discussed, and a guy brought up Wolverine, and I thought it was a very valid point. Very valid point.
On that note.
And on that note, so next week, hoping to bring on a state trooper, get a little knowledge dropped about what they do when they pull people over, how they give all healthcare workers free passes constantly.
Figures. I don't want anybody
I'm
to
gonna
know
make
that I'm
sure
a doctor.
Andrew's gonna be nice when we do this.
I don't want anybody to know that I'm a doctor when I'm out. You know, I just want to be a regular person until I get pulled over.
Like, please, do you know I'm a doctor? I'm going to the hospital. Save me from that ticket.
Well, the hospital is the opposite direction, sir. Well, yeah.
I'm always trying to make sure I'm going that right direction.
Yeah,
dude.
I kind of, just, yeah.
Anyways, we are excited about next week. We will probably be, I think we're on for normal time next week. Yeah, probably on Sunday.
Probably about right.
Probably. Yeah. So I think overall it's been a good episode. Did you enjoy this episode? You feel like we did some good here today?
You did. Everybody's gonna shoot for the goalposts.
We should, man. You should shoot for those goalposts and define your own goalposts. Define your own win.
Define it.
Bro, live, laugh, love, enjoy every day. I appreciate you. I love you, dude. You're my outer core, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Meteor. I appreciate that meteor strike.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Anything you got to say, Andrew, until next week?
Meteors need love too. So
meteors need love too. There you go. The insight from Mr. Bustos, as always. I will say so for the Malpractice and Muscles family. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, take care of yourself and your growing family. You guys have a good week. Goodbye.
Bye. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.